Hey everyone, welcome to our English class. Today, we're diving into a really fantastic story together. It's totally packed with delicious smells and some seriously clever ideas. Are you ready for an adventure? Yalla bina, let's go. Before we actually jump into the story, I've got to ask you a few quick questions. First off, are you hungry right now? What is your absolute favorite food? Go ahead, shout it out. Oh wow, those sound so delicious. Now tell me, do you like soup? Honestly, a warm, yummy bowl of soup is just the best, isn't it? Okay, let's learn some super important words we're going to see in our story today. The very first word is hungry. Hungry literally means wanting to eat. So rub your bellies like this and repeat after me. Hungry, hungry, hungry. And one more time, rub that belly and say it loud, hungry. Great job. Up next is owner. An owner is someone who has something, like the person who runs a shop or a restaurant. They own it. So repeat after me. Owner, owner, owner. Let's hear it one more time. Owner. Fantastic. Now, this next one is kind of a tricky word. The word is greedy. A greedy person always wants way more than what they actually need. And you know what? They really do not like to share. So I want you to repeat after me using a dramatic, grumpy voice, okay? Greedy. Greedy. Oh, come on, grumpier than that. Greedy. Greedy. Well done. So what about the word jingling? Well, jingling is this light, ringing sound. Just imagine you've got a bunch of metal coins in your hand. Now shake them. Chink, chink, chink. That specific sound, that's called jingling. Repeat after me. Jingling. Jingling. I just love that sound. Jingling. Jingling. Perfect. And here is a really, really beautiful word. The word is share. To share means to give some of what you have to others. I want to see a big smile for this one. Repeat after me. Share. 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 Remember this one because it's an absolutely crucial word for our story today. All right, let's take a look at our main character, Goha. Where exactly is he? Yup, he's outside in the busy market. And what do you think he can smell? It definitely looks like something yummy. So what do you think is going to happen in our story today? تفتكروا إيه اللي هيحصل? Let's read and find out. So one morning, Goha was walking through the market. He was very, very hungry. But oh no, he didn't have enough money to actually buy food. His pockets were completely empty. But suddenly, he smelled something wonderful. This incredibly yummy smell was floating right out of a restaurant's window. Goha actually stopped and sat right down outside the restaurant. He closed his eyes and took a huge, deep breath of the air. Ah, he said. This wonderful smell makes me feel less hungry. Let's say that together, nice and loud. This wonderful smell makes me feel less hungry. 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 Great acting. But right then, the restaurant owner spotted him. And remember that word we learned? The owner was greedy. He marched over and said with a super grumpy voice, "You can't smell the soup for free. You must pay for it." Oh my goodness, let's use our grumpy voices for this too. Repeat after me. You must pay for it. You must pay for it. You must pay for it. Say it like you really mean it. You must pay for it. Oh dear, Goha doesn't even have money for food, let alone paying for just smelling it. So how in the world will Goha pay for the smell? What is he going to do next? Take a second and think carefully. Any ideas? Let's see just how clever our friend Goha really is. Goha thought for a moment. Then, he actually took out a few coins from his pocket. He shook them around in his hand, and they made that jingling sound we talked about earlier. Shake, shake, shake. Can you pretend to shake some coins in your hand right now? Let's hear that jingling sound. Then, Goha said literally the cleverest thing. Here, said Goha, if you want money for the smell of your soup, you can take the sound of my coins. Wow, no way. Let's say Goha's genius answer together. If you want money for the smell of your soup, you can take the sound of my coins. If you want money for the smell of your soup, you can take the sound of my coins. If you want money for the smell of your soup, you can take the sound of my coins. If you want money for the smell of your soup, you can take the sound of my coins. شاطرين جدا. You guys are amazing. Well, the owner just laughed at Goha's clever answer. He realized he was being totally silly. He smiled and said, "Come inside. Let's share this soup. Good food tastes better when shared with others." Let's say this beautiful sentence together, loud and clear. Good food tastes better when shared with others. Good food tastes better when shared with others. Good food tastes better when shared with others. And one more time for everyone to hear. Good food tastes better when shared with others. What a wonderful story, right? Now let's break down the story elements together. Characters are simply the people in the story. So who are our characters? Yes, Goha and the restaurant owner. And the setting? That's where and when the story happens. So where were they? Exactly, in the market, in the morning. We also have the plot, which is basically the 5 steps of Goha's journey. Step number 1, the beginning, we meet Goha walking in the market. Number 2, the problem. Goha is super hungry but has absolutely no money. Number 3, the middle, he smells that amazing soup and the greedy owner gets mad. Number 4, the climax, which is the most exciting part. Goha cleverly shakes his coins. And finally, number 5, the ending. The problem is solved and they share a delicious meal together. Now, did you notice how the action words kind of changed because the story happened in the past? For regular verbs, we just tack an ed onto the end. So walk becomes walked, ask becomes asked, laugh becomes laughed, and share becomes shared. But you know, some words are a bit more special. We call them irregular. Buy becomes bought, shake becomes shook, pay becomes paid, and take becomes took. It's just really fun to see how words transform when we're telling a story. Before we wrap up, let's practice our pronunciation with some vowel sounds. Short vowels are super quick. Listen closely and repeat after me. Pot, hot, hat, pen, rat. Excellent. Now long vowels sound just like their actual letter names. They just screech right out. Listen and repeat. Plate, feed, home, heat, bean. Great job listening so closely and repeating after me. So, my wonderful students, what's the big takeaway here? What lesson do we actually learn from this story? Is it good to be greedy? Absolutely not. What would you do if you were Goha? Would you share your soup with a hungry person? I want you to think about that today. Remember, good things are always, always better when we share them with others. Stay curious, keep sharing, and have an absolutely wonderful day.